Hello and welcome back to Does It Go Hard, the show where I review movies, video games, and more. And today I bring you a very special review because I'm going to be reviewing Street Fighter 6. Guys, I have something to confess. I love Street Fighter. Street Fighter has to be probably my favorite fighting game franchise of all time. I love it even more than Smash Bros. And while I've always loved this franchise, after Street Fighter V, I was very hesitant on where this franchise was gonna go. And I get it, Street Fighter V did get better as time went on. But let's not fool ourselves here, like we all knew that Street Fighter V came out in a piss-ass poor state. That launch was rough, and that really did stain the franchise for a while. And let me tell y'all, when that first teaser of Street Fighter 6 came out, I was very hesitant, honestly, at first. I was like, I don't know, am I really ready to accept Street Fighter back in my life? And then I saw that teaser and I was like, shit, of course I am! It was one of the most hyped teasers for a game that I had watched in a long time. From this one teaser alone, I completely got the direction that they were going with Street Fighter 6. They were going back to the hip-hop style that they had in Street Fighter 3 and a little bit in Street Fighter 4. But now that the game is here and everybody has played it, and I've been playing a lot of it, like this game has completely consumed me. After waiting for a 6th installment in this franchise, does it live up to the hype? Holy shit, yes! I do not care, call me a dick writer all you want, I'll write this fucking dick every single day of my life. I fucking love this game, man. Now, it's not without its flaws, but the fact that this game is probably the Street Fighter game with the most content in a long time is honestly impressive, especially in the world that we live in now in the gaming industry, where developers or gaming studios are constantly trying to take shit away from the player. You still have to buy DLC characters. I know it sucks, but at this point we have to get used to it, okay? This game, in every single way, is just awesome. I have not fucking enjoyed a fighting game in such a long time like I've enjoyed my time playing Street Fighter 6. I've enjoyed every single aspect of this game. For example, the roster. This is actually a pretty good roster in my opinion. I know some people have a few complaints about some characters missing and some very stable characters not being here, like in Bison, and I can understand that, okay? Me as well, it's kind of hard to look at a Street Fighter roster and not see M. Bison, honestly, especially when there's a character that literally feels like an M. Bison replacement. In general, I think the roster is pretty cool. It has a good variety of mixing both characters that we know and love, but also introducing a lot of really cool newcomers like Luke, Jamie, Kimberly. All of these characters I think are actually really cool and unique in their own ways. Now, maybe not every character is gonna be for everybody. Of course, I have the characters that I mainly play, like Blanca, DJ, E Honda, and Zangief. Those are like my 4 characters that I mainly play. But I'm also kind of experimenting with other characters like Yuri. I think Yuri, especially in this game, is incredibly fun. One of my main problems with the roster in Street Fighter V is that it felt very small compared to past Street Fighter games, but it really felt unbalanced on the characters that they chose, but also design-wise. Street Fighter V is all over the place, where Street Fighter 6 is more coherent with its art direction and where these characters are at this time and place in the lore of Street Fighter. But the gameplay, dude, is just so good, man. It's superb. One thing that is very important in any fighting game is that it has to be fast. If your fighting game is slow as shit, believe me, nobody's gonna fucking play it. Nobody wants to play a slow as fuck fighting game because it completely halts any excitement, which is a problem that I have with recent Mortal Kombat games ever since like Mortal Kombat 11. It seems like it's kinda pouring into the new Mortal Kombat game too, but the movement just feels not as fast as I wish it would be. Not also that, but also the animations being a little bit janky and kinda weird looking. Here in Street Fighter 6, the gameplay is fast as shit. There are so many mechanics in the combat that will literally make you fast as fuck, and maybe for some people that might be a little bit scary, but I just love that this game is as fast as it is. It really does put the pressure on you and always being focused on what you think your opponent is about to do. Also, the animations in this game are beautiful. I'm not talking about only the special moves, I'm talking about everything. A big flex that this game does that honestly is just impressive to me, I don't think like even a lot of AAA games get this right, is clothing physics. The clothing physics in this game are fucking astonishing. I'm like, Jesus, like that right there is a huge flex. The animations and the combat are all smooth, they're all great looking. But of course, those supers, but especially those critical arts, man, those are fucking incredible. Of course, there's gonna be a few that are gonna be a little bit lame looking, but for the most part, I think a lot of them are really cool and very inventive. And the online, of course. A good fighting game also needs to have good online, something that Street Fighter V lacked a lot for a long time. But here, the online is actually pretty good. There's a bit of a complaint I have with it, but I'll get to that later on my complaints. But in general, I think the online is really cool. I think this little hub area, there's so many activities that you can do online in the battle hub that is just amazing. I'm just astonished of how much content this game has, not only offline but online as well. And can I say that this game just has a lot of fucking amazing music? I know that there's a bit of a debate online if the music of Street Fighter 6 is good or if it's bad or whatever. I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all. I love the I love the soundtrack of Street Fighter. I'm not talking about only the character themes, because the character themes are fucking amazing. I love every single one of them. But every piece of music in this game is just fucking phenomenal. Especially the main theme of the game, Not on the Sidelines. Holy fucking shit. This theme goes so hard. Let me play a little bit for you guys.
Yeah, hey there, I do this. Never fear losing. And when I get up in the game, y'all be improved. A real problem, but I solve them all facts proof. And if you think I'm gon' fold, then you talking fool. Yeah, y'all wanna win, let me spin, boy. All dunks aside, I'm super fly like I'm hanging off the rim, boy. I been winning for my kinfolk, and I put on for my city from the intro. Let's go.
I put that time in. My pride is out the roof, I get that grind in. So I'ma tell the truth, I get my grind on. You know the pressure make all of these diamonds. I tell them get back, step back, fast track, big lap, big facts. I'm past that, yeah. I'm trying to get ahead, get out the way. Now move forward, stand back, now break away. I'm about to bring it. I ain't never backing down. Come and step up to the plate. For my city, for my town. I do whatever it takes. I'ma go and get this crown.
But there's specifically one part in the theme that is not in the official music video that is present in the game itself. That I was like, why would you cut this from the official music video? This part is fucking amazing. The build up to it is great, but the lyrics to it as well go so fucking hard. Listen to this shit.
It started from the ground up, training getting wound up, channeling it in itself and moving up these mountains, crossing over, passing bound, for no time to count and keep score, breaking barriers I never thought I'd cross before. When I get tired on my knees, I gotta dig in the deep. I feel like I'm all alone, it really has got me. I stand by, actions I went the window, goodbyes, if you just stood again.
World Tour, aka the big story mode-ish, is actually pretty awesome in my opinion. I like it a lot. It has a few flaws that I'll get into later, but I think it's very fun. And one of the things that I did not expect is that this game really makes you interact with the Street Fighter characters in a very cool and charming way. And there was a point while I was playing World Tour where I realized, this feels very dating simulator-ish. The way that you interact with the characters feels very much like you're about to ask these characters on a date, and you have a lot of pressure because you don't want to fumble somebody like Cammy. You don't want to fumble Chun-Li. You don't want to fumble Yuri. You don't want to fumble Ryu. I don't want to fumble my chance with any of these characters. Even though it's supposed to be platonic and more of a friendship, I'm still putting this pressure of like, man, I really do not want to fumble Zangief. And believe me, the characters also don't make it easy. Like, they put so much pressure on you to not fuck up. And some of these characters, honestly, talk to you in very seductive and very hornish ways. And I'm like, Jesus, like, you guys are not making this subtle. And honestly, I ain't complaining. And of course, the character creator. Oh my god, let me tell you, this game has one of the best character creators ever. It's so fucking huge how this character creator allows you to do so many things. It's honestly impressive how much liberty they give you on creating your monstrosity.
Hey, Finnan DJ, brought the mic every weekday since week K with style. If you a dreamer, I'm a believer. Just keep it rocking and don't stop until your feet hurt. Do it! Come on, break that beat. Move your body. Come on, let me see it. No. Come on, yo. Where's the heat? You gotta feel the rhythm. You gotta feel the rhythm down to the core. Keep it with that summertime feel. Heat up this stratosphere. Give them your full spec love. Make sure they know you're here. Oh yeah, now you got it. Okay.
But unfortunately, this game is not completely perfect. There are a few complaints that I do have that I have to address. First of all, ranked matchmaking is kinda not so great. There's a lot of times when I try to go into a ranked match and the game just said, no, fuck you, you can't do it. Then I try it a second time and it's like, okay, you're in. I don't know. I think it's just kind of ridiculous. It's something that they could easily address later on, but right now it does bother a little bit, honestly. And while arcade mode is really cool and adds more context to the story of Street Fighter 6, I will say that I feel like we're at a point where I feel arcade mode should be a little bit more. I do not like this kind of storytelling. I wish that it was a little bit better. I think the comic book style that they do apply is cool, but part of me, and this is again maybe just me, but part of me just wishes that it were cutscenes, you know, instead of this comic book style. But again, that's just kind of a preference that I have, and probably a lot of people are gonna disagree with me, but this is just something that I felt that should have changed since like Street Fighter 4. And finally, while World Tour is awesome, I can't help the fact that it feels a little bit unpolished in some areas. Mainly the story. The story is not bad, okay? I think definitely the story mode that they try to do in Street Fighter 5 is absolutely a lot worse. That is just like a complete beast of what the fuckery did you do. But here, while I do enjoy the bits of story that they do give you, some of the writing is kind of it's kind of all over the place, but also the way that the story ends is kind of lame. By the time it ended, I was like, is that it? Also, the lack of actual enemy variety in World Tour is very, very disappointing. Like, it's very obvious that the developers just made a bunch of characters in the character creator and just copy and pasted them and just made them enemies in World Tour. It's very lame and it ends up making the game a bit repetitive in some cases. But overall, Street Fighter 6 is just fucking amazing. I absolutely love this game. I definitely recommend it to you guys. Please play this game. It is one of the best fighting games that we've had in a long time. And honestly, I am of the opinion that this is what a fighting game should strive to be. While it hurts me that I cannot give this game a goes hard rating, I'm gonna give it the second best rating that I could give a game, which is that Street Fighter 6 absolutely goes raw, and that is a high goes raw. I'm just incredibly impressed with what they were able to do with this game. I'm excited to see what they have to offer, and I'm excited to see for the future content. Rashid, my boy, is finally coming into the game, and I cannot be more excited. And I'm just excited to see what they do with all the future DLC characters, especially Akuma. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. What do you think of Street Fighter 6? Did you love the game? Did you hate it? Or are you just kind of in the middle? Let me down in the comments. I really want to know what you guys think about it. And like always, good day, good night, and stay safe.